Rosalie Kicks, Editor-in-Chief of MovieJawn, and
I'm Kate Beach, Community Outreach Director of MovieJawn.
And we are co-hosts of Beyond the Bite, which is a MovieJawn video production. For those of you not familiar with MovieJawn, it is a quarterly print movie magazine. This is our latest issue, which features cinematic hotels. And there's a lot of great articles, including one from Kate.
And one from Rosalie.
Yes, you went on a horror travel journey.
That's right. All the haunted hotels of America.
Yes.
My experiences there.
Yes, and I wrote an article called Employee of the Month, which highlights different employees at hotels in movies that I consider to be great employees. Yes, so let's dive in to episode 5. There is so much to talk about here.
There's a lot going on, and I have a lot of notes, and I feel like every episode, when we start this, I want to go, ugh.
Yes, and that, I think, is valid.
Yeah.
Because...
You just have to make a noise.
Yeah. So, I guess I want to first start with, so we finally see Akasha.
She's here.
Yes.
She's awake.
Yeah.
She has questions.
She has a lot of questions.
And answers.
Yes. And I guess, what did you think about this whole scene of, like, Lestat, again, being, like, held captive by someone?
Yeah, it's kind of a theme in Lestat's life. I mean, part of me felt happy for him that he finally had a mother who listened and was interested in things he had to say.
Right.
So, a little bit I was like, okay.
Yeah, so basically he gets, I guess call it a crypt of some sort, a cellar.
He's
in this cellar with Akasha, and he's told very quickly by Marius that, oh, hey, you're going to now be their keeper.
I got to go on vacation. He needs a break. He hasn't had any PTO in decades.
He said 22 years.
22 years.
He's been caring for them.
Without any kind of weekend or holiday.
Right.
Yeah.
But when he leaves Lestat with those who must be kept, mother and father, he just kind of, it's like a whirlwind.
Yeah, it's kind of like, water the plants every couple of days and everything will be fine.
Right.
But it's clearly more complicated than that.
I agree. And
Lestat didn't volunteer for this. This wasn't something he applied for.
No.
He also thought Marius was dead.
Yes, which I did want to discuss that. It's another situation where we have a lie from Armand.
Interesting.
Yes, because Lestat, I mean, that was kind of, besides Lestat just being completely confused, like where he is, why he's there, he's like, wait a minute, I thought you were dead. Armand told me you were dead.
Well, Armand says a lot of things.
Right.
He's just saying things. And this was before he started working at 12 Steps. So.
Yeah. So, yes, Lestat is told that he is to play Akasha music.
Yep.
Talk to her.
Give her a little ash.
Yep.
No blood.
Yes.
No blood.
Right.
And just, be her buddy.
And I couldn't tell, is he allowed to leave the crypt and, like, go out and get things? Because we saw...
because he went and got the scoop.
The ice cream scoop.
The very exciting ice cream scoop. Scoop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was one of my favorite Lestat scenes.
I was very charmed by it.
Yes.
I was like, this is really cute. And she was into it.
She was.
And that's nice. That's what I mean. It's like she's finally, he's finally got, like, a mother figure who pays attention to him. Right.
Even though he is being held hostage.
Yeah, but it could have been worse. It could have been a worse, I think, the Magnus of it all was a worse hostage situation for him.
Oh, yes.
At least this one, if you're going if you're going to rank Lestat hostage situations, this is probably the better one.
Yeah, so...
But he doesn't like to be alone.
No.
And that is difficult for him.
I'm glad you brought that up because I wrote that down in my notes. He clearly, right when Marius is leaving, he tells him specifically, I do not like to be alone. And did you
Yeah.
notice though, like Marius just kind of ignored him saying that completely?
Yeah, Marius doesn't care. He's like, all right, well.
Right.
You're not alone. You're with Akasha and Keel.
Right.
Sorta.
Sure. But,
captive audience.
But yeah, I definitely caught on to that because, again, it makes sense knowing what we know about Lestat. Later, that happens to him. He does not like to be alone.
Or what he might consider abandoned.
Right.
You know, people leaving him without his agreement that they leave him.
Well, and then, of course, we saw what happens when people do try to leave. He throws them from the sky.
He really does not do well with being left. And he reacts really poorly, and he throws a fit, and he will injure you.
Sure.
You know, so.
Yeah. So we have that going on. Then, let's talk about, I guess, the band. He's making an album with the band.
Posthumous album.
Right.
Because he's allegedly been shot to death.
Correct.
And I did really enjoy the man on the street interviews that Daniel was working on in this episode.
Yes.
The reactions to the death of Lestat, especially the Yardophile. I really liked her, who was kind of dressed up like Yarda. And just, there's always somebody in the fandom that's into the weird one. So
right.
She's representing the Yardophiles, and I appreciate that about her.
Yeah. So, but Lestat is making this album, and he clearly has very high expectations for it.
Yes.
We're seeing, it was some odd, 60 takes.
Yeah.
On a song. And I've never recorded an album professionally or anything like that. I've made a couple silly songs.
Pretty good songs out there, though.
But they're very silly. Yeah. And I would say that we did not go beyond 5 takes,
Sure. Well, I think his expectations are kind of butting up against the band's limitations as human beings and as people trying to convey, Lestat has very specific ideas about metaphor and what the music should represent and what the music should suggest, and they can't really fully deliver that in the state that they're in. Especially TC, who basically says, you tell me louder, softer, faster. I can do that. I'm not a metaphorical drummer. I cannot make it sound like death then life.
Right.
Per your request.
Well, and something I was thinking about as I was watching this is he was waiting so long to share his music, share his art, if you will.
Yeah.
And so he clearly does have, kind of this the high expectations, but also wants to convey something that he's been thinking about for literally decades.
Yeah.
That I think he's put so much pressure on himself.
Yeah.
That he wants it perfect. And sometimes that can hinder you from doing
sometimes,
things.
perfect is the enemy of good.
Yes.
And I think Lestat is really in the thick of it in this episode, trying to reach something that's maybe unattainable. And
it does get said later on in the episode, but he's also says something to them you're making it for human ears, not for
vampire ears. Yes.
Yes. So I guess they hear differently,
and they just can't get it.
Yes.
It's something that vampires or humans cannot comprehend.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you think when he was doing his vocal takes? And he's I guess he wanted a particular sound, and then he starts going outside. Yeah,
he is willing to suffer for his art. We've seen that.
Yes.
And there's something to be admired about that. But, I probably would have at least tried to stop him after I wouldn't have wanted him to do it at all. It's very dangerous. But as he points out regularly, he does have the blood of Akasha in him. So it's probably fine.
Well, but as we saw, he was burning up.
He was burning up. But he recovered quickly, it seems like.
Yeah, I was again trying to think how how would I feel if he was doing that? Like, if I was one of the band,
if you were in the band.
I don't know. I would be afraid to stop him, though.
That's true. You know what he can do, what he's capable of.
Right.
You know, he subsists on human blood. You don't want to piss him off, maybe.
So they're just, they're letting him sacrifice his flesh.
Yes. Better than sacrificing their flesh, I think is probably how they feel.
For this song.
This project, yes, this song.
Yeah, so, you know, a lot was going on with the band. And then we also had this encounter where, you know, to go back to what you were talking about, Daniel's making this, like, still making the documentary about the band. And then at one point while he's interviewing someone, it seems like Armand takes over and starts talking to Daniel. Yeah. And we have that little interaction.
Yeah, where, among other things, Armand spills to Daniel that Sophia is actually Gabriella, Lestat's mother.
Okay.
And then says it in a very scandalized way, like, Lestat lays with his mother. Like
I know!
He was spilling the tea. It's very hot gossip of him. It's very just like he's pulling you into a dark office to tell you like a weird secret about the boss.
But the thing is, it's unprompted.
It's
not like Daniel. It's not like Daniel was like talking about Lestat.
I have a weird feeling about that Sophia.
Yeah, like he didn't even bring it up. It was just like Armand's like Lestat lays with his mother.
It's like, by the way, did you know Lestat's a freak?
I just do not understand how anyone can like Armand. I would not tell him a secret.
Well, no, ever. I would not tell him a secret. Armand, I would like to like, you know, hang out with every once in a while, see what he's up to, catch up on his life, and have him know as little as possible about me.
Right.
But just be like an ancillary, like a third tier friend.
But he can still go in your mind.
Well, I would
pick things out.
Yeah, well, I would try to do that like thing that people sometimes do when they can tell the vampires are trying to read their minds. I would try to do that.
So
whatever, he can know what's in there. I don't care.
But while he's, you know, spills the tea to Daniel about who Sophia really is.
Yes.
He then he professes his love to Daniel.
I guess that is the bigger story. I just thought the gossip hounding was very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's the headline of the conversation. To put it in terms Daniel would understand as a journalist.
Now, what did you think of that? Did you think that was genuine?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. You know, yeah, sure, why not? I don't think it would make him behave any better.
I think it's
to actually love Daniel.
I think it's another Armand angle.
Okay.
Like he's working something.
It's a fence.
Yes, he's going to use this relationship in some way.
Yeah. Well, he certainly is proposing things to Daniel that are meant to entice him.
Right.
You know.
And then just thinking back, you know, the previous episodes we've seen, Daniel is obviously mad at Lestat.
He's pissed at Lestat. He's very angry about the prank.
Yes, embarrassed.
And he's mad at Armand, too.
Yes.
But has a better shot at working with Armand, he seems to think.
Right.
And Armand has more to offer. And
I feel like Daniel, I do have concerns for what his future is, especially because if we remember, like, Baby Jenks.
She said he's going to die bad.
Right.
And, you know, that's, I don't know.
So I think he's going to get caught up in his, like, revenge.
Yeah.
And get blinded by, this is just my theory.
Yeah.
Get blinded by Armand.
Yeah. And maybe walk himself into disaster. Yeah.
But I don't know. But it was really kind of, I don't know if I would be enamored with someone after they tell me, like, oh, so I've been stalking you for 52 years.
Yeah, 52 years. I've watched you in hotel rooms and rental cars and...
When you've had, like, full-blown panic attacks.
And grief and... Yeah. Right. I didn't really do anything. Sometimes I sort of helped you a little.
Right.
But, like, not that much.
Like he's just creeping.
I've just been watching, and then I've gone home and told Louis...
All about
it. Like,
see, again.
I do love a gossip.
Okay.
I love a gossip. I love somebody who wants to just, have a gossip. But, so that's where Armand and I would be buddies.
Yeah, you would like the tea.
I would enjoy that, yes. But I would try not to tell him any of mine.
Right, like you would just be a listening ear.
Everybody needs one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. No, but it is weird that he would then go home, report back to Louis.
Yes.
But let's talk about Louis.
Oh, let's talk.
Okay, because, again, now that you brought this up, it is very weird to me that he was wanting these reports on Daniel.
It's interesting.
Like when I think about that. Yeah. And well, if he was that interested, then why wasn't he just keeping tabs on Daniel instead of sending out Armand? But okay. What I really want to talk about though is, okay, so he's still I don't even know what to call this. Like
the delusion.
Yes.
Because he's operating within an entire delusion.
Yes.
And his name is Louis.
Of having Regina play or act as Claudia. But now we've gotten even more elaborate.
We're getting weirder.
Yes.
We're bringing Madeline into the picture briefly.
Very brief.
That actress didn't really work out.
No, but when we cut to him, he's having dinner with what were you calling her, Fraudia?
Yeah, well.
Yes. And now we've added Madeline.
And she is just some actress putting on a weird French accent.
Yes.
And making out with
in front of him,
her at the table with Regina at the table, because the assumption I would imagine from both of them is that it's a weird sex thing. He's a rich guy who is paying Regina and presumably now this other person to act things out. Yes. There's no it is exceedingly unusual for it not to be a sex thing. So that's where I think they think that's what he wants to see.
I think you're right. I think that they feel he wants to watch them get kinky and do things when in reality, no.
Well, and all the way going back to the first season, Louis is a little bit of a voyeur. He's a little bit of a watcher.
Sure.
He and Miss Lily just talked, and here's another situation where he kind of just wants to sort of passively exist and watch this and pretend something else is going on.
Well, and Louis, I think, tries to, in my opinion, something I'm really picking up, at least on Lestat's version of things, is Louis seems to use people to fill a void.
Yeah.
In a way, in the first couple seasons, especially when they, brought Claudia into their family, it seemed like he was replacing his sister.
Yeah.
That he lost. Yeah. With Claudia.
Yeah. He wanted and wants seemingly a family.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that void is now being filled again, but by this new person who he's having pretend be someone that's dead. Correct.
And who is giving multiple takes too, basically. You don't have to do the accent. You don't have, And I made a note of this when they're out on that little boat.
Yes.
And he sort of stuns the security guard. Mm-hmm. And Regina asks him to do it to her. Yes. Because, she seems like an adventurous sort and just wants to know what it is. He clearly, reveled in it a little bit in that moment. He hung on to it a little bit longer than probably he needed to. I think because when she was just sitting there, silent, stone, no anything else, that's he can just look at her and see Claudia.
Well, yeah.
There's no engagement.
I also noticed him trying to reach for the hand.
Yeah.
And I think, again, going back to what you were saying, they may think he's doing this for a sex thing. Right. But it's really an emotional thing.
It's an emotional thing. And I wonder how much of it is truly about, Claudia, the person, and vampire, and his own sort of feelings about Claudia. His own... Right. How much of it is really just about himself and his own feelings?
Yes. But
which is understandable.
But he ends up from all of this and, understandably so, like having a meltdown.
He's having a rough time.
And who does he text?
Everybody's favorite hostage, Lestat.
Right. And this was another moment. So Lestat, of course, goes running to Louis. And I realized, and again, I know it's Lestat's version, but Lestat is there for people.
He shows up. He likes to be needed, I think.
Yes.
And to need in return.
Yeah.
And there have been several instances in previous episodes and in this episode where that's another thing he never got emotionally from his mother.
Yeah.
Was that he always needed her and continues to need her.
Yeah. In this episode, he actually asked her,
yeah,
do you need me?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And she said, yes, but I don't know if
I don't really think so. I think she was saying what he wanted to hear.
Sure.
And, there were some little moments that touched on sort of her resentment at being probably forced into motherhood. Forced into motherhood in the sense of, that was the option for women in her lifetime. Hated that husband. Yeah. Hated the other two children.
Mm-hmm.
Had this connection to Lestat, but still resented being his mother.
Right.
Still did not want to care for him.
Mm-hmm.
And her talking about how bored she was when he was a little kid and showing her sticks. It's I don't know what to tell you, buddy. She didn't like you that much.
Right.
And she just wasn't built for this and was never going to be able to adjust to being what he needed.
Right.
So I think he's running to Louis in part because Louis needs him. Mm-hmm. He needs Louis. He thinks that, this connection can still be sustained.
Yeah, but I really loved the scene, they're in Louis' car. Louis just dumping.
Yeah.
He's telling him the whole crazy thing that's been going on.
Which is, Lestat's making some great faces during this.
He really is, Sam Reed is performing.
Yes.
And he just takes it all in, and at the end, Louis is like, I want you to go in there.
Yeah.
I want you to basically look at this person.
And, tell me if I'm, losing it or if this is real.
Right.
And he does agree to do it, not before pointing out that when he was shot, Louis did not pick up the phone. Louis did not check in.
Which is honestly, that's just insane to me.
I know, but it's also, he did know, he got shot, he didn't get staked. He didn't get burned.
No, but I'd still. Are you okay?
I know it's a traumatic experience. I just Lestat had to point it out because of course he did.
Right, and then clearly from that event, faked his death.
And went not exactly underground this time, but into the studio where he did not emerge but once for 4 months.
I do think even if he is a vampire, getting shot at warrants a text.
You might want to I would check in, I feel like. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Just to find out what's even going on.
What's happening?
Are you going to make more music? What's happening?
The band? What's Larry doing?
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yet he still came to Louis.
He did.
And
went into the hilariously named Brick and Bacon. I think that's a very funny...
You like that?
I think it's a very funny comment on that kind of pubby,
sure,
whatever thing style of restaurant name, Brick and Bacon. That's silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also found it interesting. So he sits at the counter. Regina comes up, and then right away, she realizes who he is.
Yeah.
And then thinks just instantly, "Oh, you're getting in on this too.
Now you're here." Yeah.
Into this weird game.
Whatever this is, yeah.
But
he even pulls out an Uncle Les for him.
Yeah, and he shot that down pretty quick.
He did. He sees through it. He doesn't... I know Regina is clearly a very brave person because she's standing sort of very straightforward in Lestat's face. She's not afraid of him. Mm-hmm. I'd be a little bit afraid of him if I were just... encountering him.
Who knows
in
what
a way
Louis
like this.
Told her.
And I don't know, right. So, she's clearly really brave, and I think, she sees this as an opportunity. I don't think she set out to necessarily take advantage of Louis, but I don't think she's super worried if she does.
Well, I mean, there's mention, she says that he's the one that calls her.
Correct. And I bet he does.
Right.
I'm sure he does.
And it almost seems like, yes, she's taking the money that he's giving her, but she's not reaching out to him.
Yeah. She's keeping her job at the Brick and Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's alleviating some debt, it sounds like. And just kind of getting her life together.
But I do think this interaction, at least to me, Lestat did see the resemblance.
Yes.
And clearly was affected by it.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I understand, when he leaves the diner, goes back out to Louis, and Louis is like, well, what do you think? And Lestat's like,
no.
Looks nothing like her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that didn't shock me because I think there, again, he's trying to save Louis from some...
He's trying to, keep him from that pain. Yes. And he sees this whole arrangement as harmful to Louis, ultimately.
Yes. Yeah. And nothing good is going to come of it.
I mean, that, yes, I certainly agree with that. Yes.
So he tells him, do not contact this person again.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the next time I'm shot or murdered,
give me a call.
Yeah.
Check in.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah. So, now, do you think Louis is going to stop seeing this person?
No.
I don't either.
I think it's going to end poorly, however it ends. But I think he's not done with that situation just yet.
And that's the thing, from Regina's perspective, that's what would scare me.
Yeah.
This is not going to end well.
No, and you're dealing with multiple vampires now.
Right, and their existence, which is a big
a bunch of stuff, and wow.
And you're dealing with a guy that has tons of money.
More money than God, apparently.
Right, so
unlimited resources.
If he wanted to make you disappear...
Easy.
Right.
Easy.
And who are you?
Nobody.
Right. So that's what I feel like maybe she should just take the money she has and run, but I don't see her doing that.
No. But I hope she does.
Right.
Because she's an interesting character, and I don't want to see harm come to her.
Yeah.
It's not her fault. She looks exactly like Claudia.
No, but...
And I think a really nice performance by Delaney Hales as well.
Oh, yeah.
To create a whole different character.
Definitely.
And sort of drop in and out of that Claudia voice as needed.
Yes.
Is very interesting. While playing Regina as someone different to Claudia, but still got a little bit of that Claudia vibe.
Right. Yeah. She's a great actress.
She is. I'm really glad that they kept her around. They were able to include her.
Yeah. So after that scene, we go back to the band. Lestat is clearly affected by the interaction, and he ends up this song just pours out of him.
Yeah.
And
it's totally different than what the band's been working on, which they don't love.
No, but as the viewer, I thought the scene was very powerful. Yeah. And the way that it was done, because there's the flashbacks of the
flashbacks and the continuing with the ghost motif of her watching through the studio window with the glass, the ash falling, her hands on the piano with his. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's very sad.
Yeah, and clearly Lestat is haunted by his past, because throughout this episode in particular, there were lots of ghosts.
Yes.
There was Nikki at one point.
Nikki showed up. Yeah.
So he's carrying a lot of baggage around and trauma.
Yeah.
But after he finishes recording this song, which I cannot wait till they upload it.
Yeah. It was great.
He then tells the band basically, we're scrapping everything you did. Which I, really just don't know how I would feel if I was the band, because how upsetting.
I would be really annoyed and bummed out and hope I would still get paid. I should assume I would.
Right, but he was just making them do
60 plus takes.
Yes, and now he's like, okay, that's scrapped.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
And they're like, well, what about our hit single? He's like, yeah, not putting it on the album.
No. No.
And basically tells them they're fired.
Yeah. And that they can't do, like, whatever he does want, they can't do it because they're not vampires.
Right.
Yeah.
Which Larry decides, like, that's it. I'm out.
Larry's done.
Like, I'm sick of this. And basically also, there was that moment where I did feel bad for Larry because the whole time him and Lestat have been interacting, he's basically been telling Larry he sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. He just doesn't have it.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, so Larry leaves, but then the other three remain and they're like, oh, we want to be vamps. And they just start slicing
and dicing and hoping that Lestat will jump in and begin the process.
He doesn't seem phased when they slice themselves.
No, but he doesn't seem enthusiastic either. Like, I don't think he doesn't want to do that. It seems pretty clear.
And I think it's another situation similar to how I remember Louis reacting when Daniel wanted to be turned way back when.
Yeah.
He's like, were you not listening to me? Like this isn't great.
Right. This isn't what you think it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, Lestat, especially because he has the blood of Akasha.
I have heard that.
He tells them, like, his blood is, like, basically menacing.
Yeah. Mega, ultra, super blood.
You don't want what I have.
Yeah.
But you know who's very game about it?
I did see a smile.
And the fangs were out.
And the fangs on old mama.
So I'd have to assume they're getting turned.
I would think so, and I would think not by Lestat. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, she seemed pretty eager to do it.
Yes.
And honestly, if it does happen for them, I feel very sorry for them.
Good luck to them, you know.
Because she, I don't feel, would be a very good maker.
She is not good at having any responsibility to anyone else.
No.
So, yeah, she would not be a good maker. She's not a good mother. She's not a good maker. Probably a terrible friend. Never remembers your birthday. It
makes me wonder how many people she's made.
Probably a bunch, and she just sort of
lets them to the wind.
Lets them go, you know? Do whatever. Good luck.
Like,
kicking her little babies out of the nest.
I feel like who would be worse, her or Armand as a maker?
I mean, at least Armand is coming back to offer
amends.
The sun gift now. Yeah, some amends and some perks.
Right.
Gabriella, I think, would offer no such thing.
Yeah, like, even if he doesn't follow through with the 12 steps, he does believe,
you know,
in trying.
He's trying. He's making an effort.
Whereas, like, Sophia, I feel, has no...
She's doing whatever she wants. She's the total hedonist, doing whatever anything she wants, whenever she wants to do it. And she will not be held down.
Which, we forgot to mention, she is now the band manager.
Yeah.
On the phone.
She's taking calls.
Setting up this
wheeling
concert.
And dealing. Yep. And she's making it happen.
Yeah.
So I'll be curious to see how that turns out.
Yeah. Because, again, don't really see her good at that job either.
No. But it's going to be fun to watch.
Yes. So is there anything we're missing here? I'm just looking back through my notes.
I know.
Well, I mean, we do see that, just to go back to the Akasha, she did wake up.
Yes.
While Lestat was there.
Yes. He gave her a little blood. She drank from him.
Mm-hmm.
He drank from her.
Yeah, so...
She had him up in the air for a few days.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
And that's when Marius returned with a very cheerful, like, I'm back! And it's like, oh, girl, you just missed everything.
Yeah, I honestly, I do want to know... I do want to know more about him.
Yes.
Marius.
I do, too.
He's an interesting fellow.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Armand would be like, oh, yeah, he's gone.
He's dead. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Like, I'd like to know their history. I don't know if we'll ever get that, but
I hope we do. I'm interested to know. I want to know. I mean, I always want to know more about Armand's like very far back history, his human life, his, short human life, and then these many, centuries of vampirism.
Right.
But I hope we get more of it.
So what do you see coming in the next episode?
I mean, I think things are going to have to come to a head with this fake Claudia, with Regina. Louis, she and Louis are dancing on a weird knife's edge of stuff. I think, the concert is coming, so I think that's going to be a lot. And I think we're going to see what's going on with this band, with this probably vamped up band.
Right.
Minus Larry, who we actually did not discuss.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Speaking of Armand.
Because that's how the whole episode ends.
Yes. Very horrifically and tragically for Larry.
Yes. Yeah. And again, Armand pulling the strings, like he's up to something.
Yeah. I mean, I did make a note. If Armand starts talking about rest, run.
Yeah.
Because that is what he did. We saw last season with Daniel. And in the flashback episode, I think episode 5 was great. But that's where he, that's his bit, right? Is to kind of lull you into this.
Well, we know that all the vampires have like different, powers, yes, or, what have you.
Yes. And so Armand is the oldest of this group by far.
And he seems to be able to control people's will.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if Lestat is able to do that as well.
I know he can do it to a point.
Well, you know what?
He can do some tricks, right?
Yes, and according to Louis way back, there was that one party scene where he had all those like sailors in the house, and then Louis was like, I want them out, and then Lestat made them all leave.
Yes.
So I guess he does as well have that sort of power, and at this point we haven't witnessed him really use it for negative.
Right.
But Armand seems to have no problem making people do things.
Yeah. And I think
obviously are detrimental to their own health.
Correct. So, Lestat made some soldiers drop their beers and walk out. Armand made someone walk in front of a train.
Right.
So I think Armand's power is clearly more.
Right.
Greater, and also obviously he's quite willing to use it for nefarious purposes.
Well, yes.
I mean, Lestat would be under the right circumstances, but
Yeah, so for me, I think in the next episode, I'm definitely interested to see where that goes. Yeah. Because I do think that there's some kind of bigger plot or plan that Armand has here.
Yeah.
And I feel like he is also a very jealous person.
Yes. I think,
because when I think back on how Lestat treated him, like when he made the amends, he was very rude to Armand when Armand was trying to, again, don't know if it was genuine, but pouring his heart out.
Yeah.
And Lestat just made a whole joke of it.
He did. It
was
unkind.
I feel like Armand definitely has issues too of like being alone, being singled out,
essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's also looking for someone to love him.
Yes.
And dote on him.
Yeah. Someone to need him and that he can need. Yes.
Right. So I'm interested to see where that goes. And similar to you, I want to know what happens with this band.
Yeah.
I do believe they got turned.
Seems like it was imminent.
Yeah. So how that's all going to play out and this concert.
Yeah.
Obviously we're building towards that.
Yes.
So a lot is being like set up.
Yeah.
And interested to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that, I think, is all we have for today.
Yes.
But join us for our next recap, which will be episode 6.
I can't believe we're almost done.
I know. It's making me sad.
I know.
But this has been a fun ride, and we will be back. And in the meantime, you can follow MovieJawn on Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok.
Letterboxd.
Yep, at MovieJawn. Yep. And go to our website, MovieJawn.com, if you want to purchase our beautiful magazine. And we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.